Hey there, Mary Sheila here, BioYouth Labs, and I am still talking right now about the thyroid gland because it is such an important gland. It plays such a big role in our overall vitality, our ability to maintain a healthy weight, maintain healthy cholesterol levels, cognition. I mean, every single cell has a receptor for the thyroid hormone. It helps give these cells energy or tell the cells to create energy. And it is also called the butterfly gland, and you can think of it that way as it's a very sensitive gland. And it's also sensitive to toxicity and the toxins in our environment. Environmental toxins can interfere with thyroid function, so we want to minimize our exposure to harmful chemicals found in household cleaners, personal care products, and pesticides, and choose organic produce and filter our drinking water if possible. The bummer is that toxins can have various detrimental effects on the thyroid gland, and it potentially can disrupt its functions and contribute to thyroid disorders. So I'll give you a few more details explaining how the toxins can affect the thyroid and some strategies to avoid them. And here's the thing I want to just say before I dive in here is that, our environment, there are more toxins that we're exposed to from all the things people put in their yards and their lawns, and I wish people didn't do that, but they do. And on the fields that our produce is grown, and there's a lot of things that we're putting on our skin, and so we're definitely exposed to a lot more, and even if there's wildfires, right, and things like that. So we are exposed to it, but there is also knowing and trusting that our body can detoxify, and it does detoxify on a daily basis. So it's something that I don't want to bring a whole lot of fear into because, we're exposed to it. I live in Northern California. We've had a lot of smoke from wildfires and houses burning down in the last few years. It's not good. I'm not glad that has been in my body, but I'm also trying not to be afraid and trying to do the best I can to support my detoxification pathways. And so can you, right? But we can also take strategies to limit our exposure to them as well. So there are certain chemicals that are called endocrine disrupting chemicals, or EDCs, and those are chemicals that are found in household products, plastics, pesticides, and industrial pollutants. These are all known as endocrine disrupting chemicals. These chemicals, they can interfere with the normal functioning of our endocrine system, including the thyroid gland. EDCs can disrupt hormone synthesis, metabolism, and signaling pathways, leading to imbalance in the thyroid hormone levels. Common EDCs to avoid or minimize exposure to include bisphenol A, which we call BPA, that's found in plastic bottles, in food containers, and linings of cans. There's also, if I say all these right, phthalates, which are found in personal care products, in cosmetics, plastic items. There's also perfluorolidin, or PFAs. I don't know how to say all these words. That's also something, if you don't know how to say it, maybe you shouldn't be putting it in your body or on your skin, right? These are PFAs. They are found in non-stick cookware, in stain-resistant fabrics, and food packaging. There's also organofluoride pesticides. Those are found in conventionally grown fruits and vegetables and contaminated water sources. So to reduce the exposure to these EDCs, we can choose glass or stainless steel containers instead of plastic, especially when it comes to our water or our food containers. We can opt for organic produce to minimize pesticide exposure. We can use natural and non-toxic household cleaning and personal care products. We can filter our drinking water to remove potential contaminants. And then there's also heavy metals, right? These are things that have been around for a long time. And there's certain heavy metals such as mercury, lead, and cadmium. They can negatively impact our thyroid function. They can disrupt iodine intake. They can interfere with iodine hormone synthesis and promote autoimmune thyroid diseases. So strategies to minimize heavy metal exposure. I'm going to share some of those right now. Number one, we do want to be cautious with fish consumption, especially larger predatory fish like tuna and swordfish, which may contain higher levels of mercury. We want to choose fish low in mercury, such as salmon or sardines, and opt for wild-caught varieties. Be mindful of potential lead exposure, particularly in older homes with lead-based paints or contaminated water sources. It's definitely a great idea to use water filters and consider getting your home tested for lead if you feel like it's necessary. If it's an older home or other people have had exposure. And when you have a good water filter, then you're going to way cut back on plastic water bottles, which is so good for the body, for the earth, for all of that. There's also air pollutants. Air pollution, particularly fine particulate matter, has been linked to thyroid dysfunction as well. So there's industrial emissions, there's vehicle exhaust, and there's smoke from burning fossil fuels. Those can all contribute to environmental pollutants. So if we want to reduce exposure to environmental pollutants, we want to stay informed about the air quality in the area. And on days if it's not good, we want to limit outdoor activities during times of high pollution. You can also use an air purifier or filters in your home to improve indoor air quality. And definitely, if you can, minimize exposure to cigarette smoke and avoid smoking if you're a smoker. Okay, so that's a lot to think about. The other thing I'll just say when it comes to toxins in the body, we also want to make sure that we are supporting the pathways of elimination. So you want to be having a bowel movement every day. You want to be eating good food, lots of greens and clean, lean proteins. A lot of the things that are found in vegetables, especially even the cruciferous vegetables, and just all the vegetables have good things that support the liver with detoxification, as does healthy proteins and fruits. So the more you have a good diet and you're having healthy elimination, you're drinking water between meals, that's going to support the body's detoxification pathways. So that all helps as well. All right, so the thyroid gland, we got this, right? It's right here. Support your thyroid gland by limiting toxicity and cleaning things up. And I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions or any other things you want to share in the comments about ways that you avoid toxins and support your thyroid gland. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for being a part of the BioYouth Labs community, and we'll see you soon.